When I first came to the Harbor, I didn't see me going to be from point A to where I'm at right now because I was this timid person. I was really timid, but deep down, I know I was lacking something.
Often what I've heard from young people about why it's so important for them to become advocates for their community is because they didn't receive what they needed, and they know it doesn't need to be that way.
I knew that if that was happening for me and I was experiencing that, then somebody else is going to experience that. I don't want people younger than me or my peers to have to be strong and suffer and not have the support or resources that they really need.
Well, youth leadership is incredibly important to me. As the leader of this agency, being able to create leadership opportunities allows young people to have agency, it creates voice, and it allows them to see the influence they create in the world.
YAV stands for Youth Advisory Board, and we created it in order for the youth in our programs to have a say and kind of have shared leadership in our programming. They should really be at the top of what we do, and the rest should kind of trickle down.
The Youth Advisory Board is a space for young people. We gather together, we talk about our lived experience, we talk about building resources or like creating things for other people.
When I seen the YAB on a poster in the Harbor House, I was like, oh, that would be nice. But then the more I kept looking at it, the more I was like, oh, this is calling my name.
The very first project they identified had to do with creating a welcome packet or welcome guide for young people coming into the shelter.
Each individual member had their own thing to incorporate into the packet, and we didn't assign that. It was just like every individual person had something that was important to them that they wanted to share with other people.
That didn't require a lot of resources. That required us to understand their experience. It required us to say, okay, so what do you need in order to make sure that every young person coming into the shelter can have this welcome packet from you? The Youth Advisory Board is an opportunity for young people to not only start recognizing their voice, but for them to use their voice as an agent of change.
Every time we tell a young person that that's not how it is and they need to get with that program, that's when we take that from them. And that's when we decide as older people that that's how the world should be.
The lobby day in Springfield was through Chicago Coalition to End Homelessness.
So when we went to Springfield, we were lobbying to decriminalize homelessness. It gave us the opportunity to speak to legislators, state representatives.
It's kind of like a scavenger hunt. You're like a manhunt. You're looking for these people you've never seen in your life. When we're in Springfield, sometimes we're stopping somebody as they're walking into the bathroom or leaving a meeting. So you sometimes have to be really assertive, and sometimes it's hard if you're shy or you lack confidence. Sometimes you can sense some like hesitancy or concern from the elected official about supporting us. And then like through sort of these question answers, these back and forth, we might get even a yes, right? And having that group be a part of that moment of education and persuasion, I don't think there's really anything else like it.
We met Kelly Cassidy, and she's within my district. Meeting her in the flesh was amazing. Seeing people that do care about the cause, sharing the same neighborhood and fighting for the same issues, or, you know, it makes you feel like there is hope.
I think that having youth with lived experience go and speak to those who are making the laws that affect youth who are experiencing homelessness is a real hard thing to say no to. If you're in their face as a young person saying, hey, I didn't deserve this, why do you think someone else does?
The people closest to any problem are also the people closest to that solution. They experience all of the nuances of those systems that put them in those situations. We need to trust individuals that they know their own experience and know what they need, and that is not something that we've been practiced as a society.
The moment I knew I wasn't alone anymore is when I went to the Harbor. That first moment, I felt free. When I was free, I felt anxious because I noticed my nervous system was regulated for the first time. And that was scary. I thought I was having a panic attack. But I had to tell myself, like, this is unfamiliar, this is scary, but we're going to get through this. We're going to let this play out, because it's rather to trust in something new that you've never been exposed to than to stay in something that you've been exposed to that you want to get out of so bad. There would be days when I would be in the harbor where I didn't want to get out the room. I didn't want to do anything. I made it personal for me to really focus on my growth. I'm still in my journey. I'm in a season of being a caterpillar in a cocoon. I'm a butterfly. Every day I'm growing. Every day I'm seeing a new side of me. Every day I'm learning and exploring and being exposed to everything around me, that I'm in a good place. I've been just growing as a person, as a whole, as a individual, as a woman, as a mother. And I want to be the voice to speak on others' behalf.
If we're truly about giving agency and voice to young people, it's not my job to tell them what they're supposed to do with it. It's supposed to create the opportunity for them to see what their voice can do.
Mentally, I felt this sense of all my thoughts, all the chaos went away as if it was never there. Like, every anxious thought, every overthinking, it was gone since I've been in the harbor, since I've been with the app.
The Youth Advisory Board is an opportunity for young people to not only start recognizing their voice, but for them to use their voice as an agent of change.
It made me feel like I had a say. It made me feel like I was able to advocate for the things that I wanted to advocate for, change the things that I've been able to see myself and be like, hey, this is something that needs to be changed.
But young people have just so much inherent power because they aren't jaded yet, or hopefully they're not jaded yet. And if we can support and step back and allow them to build that dream and to build that idealism, that's where we have power as a community to really see change in the world and create a beautiful world that so many of us dream of and long for, but have stopped believing in.
They are one of my closest support teams because they're always checking in. They're always making sure I'm good. They're always asking questions. I love it. I truly, truly love this place, this new identity, this new community. I'm just amazed by it.